I'm Dana Massey from Executopia, and I'd like to talk to you for just a couple of minutes about stress in the workplace. Have you ever been in a job that you absolutely love the job and you would have stayed there forever, but your first line supervisor was driving you crazy and causing you so much stress? Well, unfortunately, when it comes to stress in the workplace, research shows that up to 70% of people, when surveyed, said the most stressful part of their job was their first line supervisor. So leaders, this is a call out to you to really look at how you can reduce stress in the workplace directly by your leadership style. And that's great news because there are some answers to this if we're willing to actually look and learn. So 3 things that we can do to reduce stress in the workplace. Number 1, leader, is autonomy. Give your staff the autonomy. Hire the right people, equip them with what they need, ensure they've got the training and development that they need to do their job, and then let them do their job. If you have an issue with trying to control, micromanage, having to double check, or just not releasing the work to people in the first place, I guarantee you're stressing people out. And we never want to have that impact as a leader because we are stifling the innovation and creativity of our staff, and we're not going to be releasing their full potential, which is really what leadership is all about. Number 2, clear expectations. Have you really set down clear expectations with your staff and with others around you? Are you clear yourself what your expectations are? And how are you actually communicating that to people? Are you clear for yourself but not sure you're translating that clearly to others? Are you checking their understanding? Oftentimes when people are really asking a lot of questions of their leader, trying to get more detail about how the job should be done, we can become frustrated and think they're really being negative or they're asking so many questions. I wish they'd just get on with it. But the thing is, until I really have a clear expectation, I don't know how to measure if I'm doing a good job or not. And then that causes me stress because I'm not really clear about what you want from me and what good will look like. So when it comes to my performance review, I'm going to be stressing because I'm not really sure how we're measuring all of this. So clear expectations are really key. The third thing that a leader can do to reduce stress in the workplace is provide social support. Now, that doesn't mean everyone sits around chatting all day and having a lot of social time. But what it does mean is that we're part of a society. The business we're running, the group that we're in, we're a society in ourselves. We have our own culture. People spend more time at work often than they do at home with their families. So people need to know that, hey, it's not just about the work I do, but it's important that I'm the one doing this work, no matter what my role is, that I'm valuable because I'm a human being turning up. And so we want to feel valued for who we are as well as what we do. So social support is a great way of doing that. Now, what does that look like in practice? You might say, hey, I'm not a touchy-feely person. I don't do the small talk. I don't know how to do that with my staff. And I would just ask you, what do you know about the people who work for you? Are you aware if they're parents or what their situation is? Are you aware if they're caring for elderly members of their family? Are you aware of what their hobbies are, their likes, their dislikes? Have you taken time with your team to get to know them just as people and show them that you're interested in that side of them? It doesn't take a lot of time. It can be built into every conversation just to be aware of what's going on for them. Now, your most introverted person on your team is still going to appreciate that you care about them as a human being, even if they don't want to engage in a lot of talk about their personal life. So every person is different, but every person deep down has need for connection and relationship and to know that, hey, I'm not just a robot, but I'm a person as part of your team. And I want to remind you, leaders, that every person who turns up, every person who's doing every role, no matter how you think it fits into the organization, they're bringing a brain with them. So you can get their ideas, you can get their feedback. If you value them as a person, you can tap into all that potential. Even if they're not in a job that seems to relate, they're coming to work with ideas and experiences. So we need to tap into that. And you get that all from the social support. And if you're not comfortable with doing that yourself, just facilitate an atmosphere to enable people to get to know each other. That's good leadership. And if you want to take your leadership from good to great, you want to take your company from good to great, you must engage with your staff. You must engage with people as human beings. They need to know what you're about, and you need to know what they're about. We're just really excited at Executopia about engagement and engaging leadership behaviors, not just talking about leadership, but how that translates into behaviors. So I'm going to leave you with 3 things that you can go away and measure right now. How am I providing autonomy to people that are around me, that work for me, and empowering them to deliver? Am I very clear on what good looks like, what my expectations are, and how we'll measure that? And also, do I provide that social support? Do they know that as their leader, I care about them as a human being? They don't have to be my best friend, but they're valuable just because of who they are, not just what they do. If you're struggling with any of these areas, and most of us do, I'm great at 2. I'm not even going to tell you which ones, but there's another one I have to practice all the time and get feedback on. And most leaders tell me, hey, Dana, I'm great at 2 of those, but the other one really needs some work. And although we'd love to have other team members that just make up for that, sometimes when we're nearby leaders, we have got to be able to do all 3 in order to get the best from our people and the people who we're partnering with. So I just encourage you, leader, if you're not sure if you can do all 3, I want to tell you that it is totally possible. And if you need any help with that, we are right here to help and support you and give you some really practical ways of starting to engage more fully with your staff. So call us at executopia.com, visit our website, and book a free consultation today. And we are more than happy to help you start going from good to great in your leadership and reduce that level of stress.